Groundwork. High Performance Coaching. Book 1. Written and narrated Santiago Machain. Chapter 1. What productivity really means. If you ask 10 people to define productivity, you'll hear everything from getting more done to working faster to never wasting a minute. That confusion creates a quiet trap. When productivity becomes a race to squeeze more tasks into your day, you can end up exhausted, sandblasted by busy work, and still worried you're behind on what actually matters. This book takes a different stance. Productivity is not speed or volume. It's consistent progress on the work that moves your life and goals forward, without burning out your ability to keep going. To ground that idea, let's start with 3 everyday examples. Amira was promoted to lead a small team last quarter. She spends her days reacting, Slack, meetings, approvals, only to close her laptop at night with the uneasy sense that nothing important moved. Luis runs a startup with 2 employees and plenty of ambition. He can generate ideas for days, yet priorities pile up and deadlines slip because he jumps to the newest fire. Priya is a talented analyst balancing her day job with a creative side project. She collects articles, templates, and apps, then freezes when it's time to choose the next action. Different roles, same experience. Lots of activity, limited momentum. What changes their trajectory is not willpower. It's a clearer definition of productivity and a basic operating system to support it. This chapter redefines productivity in plain language, introduces a simple framework we will use throughout the series, and equips you with a few starter tools. By the end, you'll have a working definition you can rely on, a way to identify meaningful work, and a repeatable method to measure progress week after week. That foundation will make every tactic in later chapters more effective. Redefining productivity around outcomes. Think about the last time you felt genuinely productive. Chances are, it wasn't after answering 20 emails in a row. It was after finishing a project milestone, solving a stubborn problem, or moving a long-term goal from stuck to underway. Those moments share a pattern. Clear outcomes, visible progress, and energy left in the tank. When you define productivity as alignment with outcomes, you start making different choices. You negotiate meetings. You limit tasks that look urgent but don't matter. You say yes to fewer, bigger commitments and then design your schedule around them. There's a helpful distinction here. Outputs versus outcomes. Outputs are units of activity. Emails sent, tickets closed, hours logged. Outcomes are the results those activities exist to create. A client signs, a product launches, a decision sticks. Outputs are easier to count, so we gravitate toward them, especially when we feel uncertain. Nevertheless, outputs can be misleading if they're not tethered to outcomes. A flood of emails might clear your inbox but do nothing for your actual goal of shipping a proposal the client can't refuse. Reframing productivity around outcomes doesn't mean you ignore tasks. It means you evaluate tasks by how directly they support outcomes. A simple rule of thumb helps. If a task isn't a direct step toward a defined outcome, it should be questioned, delegated, simplified, or dropped. This will feel unnatural at first because the modern workplace rewards responsiveness. Yet when you align daily actions to concrete outcomes, the feeling of being always behind softens. You know what moving forward looks like and you can show it. The RISE framework. A simple spine for everything you'll build. To make this practical, we'll use a simple framework across the series called RISE. Rhythm, inputs, systems, energy. It's not a slogan, it's a way to check whether your work environment supports progress. Rhythm is your operating cadence. It covers your weekly and daily structure, including when you plan, when you focus, and when you communicate. Without rhythm, everything feels reactive.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?